Hello and welcome. This is the third audio blog. I'm Chris Watts. I run swindongrounds.com. If you've listened to the other blogs, you sort of know how this goes now. I just spout a load of gobbledygook and you listen, basically. Obviously, this one I'll be covering the Ladbrokes Mobile Arc Final. That's live on Sky and obviously at Swindon on Thursday, the 8th of March. Big night for Swindon. We love the Sky Nights, all the staff really. We get a buzz out of it really. It's a really good night and a great atmosphere at the track. I hope as many of you can come as possible. So I'm just going to run through the races really. An overview to the card then. It's a good quality card, a good betting card. There's a lot of opinions to be had, I know that for sure. Not really any standout entries in terms of class, shall I say. Obviously last year we had like Droopy's Greg was the main attraction to the card. And coincidentally, Droopy's Greg will actually be trialling before racing Thursday. I believe he's on the comeback after he went lame in the St Ledger. And his first trial back, I believe, will be at Swindon on Thursday evening before racing starts. So if you want to come in early and see him spin round, feel free. Anyway, the first race on the card is the Ladbrokes Mobile 509 Maiden. My pick in here goes with Amy's Prince. Nick Colton's dog's been running quite well in the past couple of weeks, posting a couple of good wins, a recent best of 29.16. The reason I pick him really is that he's staying on a lot stronger. He's got a lot of early pace, which I think in this race is going to be vital to get to the bend in front. And I think he can stay on quite well. Armel player though in trap 5 for Chris Stringer is going to be a big player, obviously. Quote the name, brilliant. 3A1 wins recently. He wants this sort of trip. He wants to go slightly further than the 480, and this will suit him down to the ground. And having a spin round behind Ding Hero last time will work in his favour. So my pick then for the first race is Amy's Prince to win this from Arbel player. For third, pick any of them you want. I'll go Commander Tom for the sheer hell of it. So the first of the Sky races then, it's a 509. My pick in this one goes to Burwood Freddy in the Stripes. I must admit it was quite a hard decision, this one, between him and Ding Hero. I just think Ding's not going to get the best of runs. I think Bernard Vision 3 is going to cut him off at the bend, the way I read the race. I mean, for Ding to win, he does need to trap and get in front early. But I think a big runner in behind could be Afan Hawk for Steve Howard. He's got some good times. He'll be running on very strongly towards the finish, and he'll like this trip. But I think Burwood Freddy's experience and his run last week did impress me. I think he can come on, especially as the sole wide seed in this race. So my pick in this 509er is Burwood Freddy to beat Ding Hero and Afan Hawk. In the next race, it's the first, I believe, the second division of the Ladbrokes Mobile Super Stayers. My pick and my nap in this race is Wise Totty in trap 1. Pete Swadden's bit, she come back over the Six Bend trip last Friday against Ballymat Petton, absolutely ran a stormer behind her, and she'll thrive for this further distance. I think it's writing on the wall really. I think she should be almost odds on, to tell you the truth, but there we go. Penske Rain will run a good race in behind. He hasn't got the best card in the world, it has to be said on him at the moment. Again, he ran well behind Ballymat Pet last week. And again, the 737 should probably suit a little bit more than the 685 would. Having said that, as I said, he is slightly off the boil. You know, he is capable of better, but it will certainly be a race between these two. For the places then, it will be Morderborn Jenny for me in 2. The ex-Swindon grader, I believe, who was with Adam McDowell. She is capable of running on like a steam train. She stayed 925 Romford very well, I thought. And does stay the marathon much better than most. So fingers crossed she'll run a big race in behind. So my pick then in my nap is Wise Totty to beat Penske Rain and Morderborn Jenny. The next race is a sprint. This is a cracking race. Again, my pick's going to be a little bit optimistic in Me Buddy. Matt Dartnell's dog, I think, has the best draw of the race. You've got 4 wide runners. I Troopy's Bill, although he does run out of 6, I thought stayed middle very well in his trial. Me Buddy, he gets the pick just over Dynamo Joe for me. Dynamo Joe trialled very well last time. I just think the draw works out better for Me Buddy, and the way he can crack out and lead all the way here. Again, Dynamo Joe run on in behind with Lil Risky as well, but I mean, it's a sprint, anything can happen, anything can miss the break, and they're good betting races, the sprint. So my pick then in the sprint is Me Buddy to beat Dynamo Joe and Lil Risky. For anyone thinking, by the way, I'm rattling through this quite quickly. All it was, I did a take before this, and it was 32 minutes long. So I'm sort of trying to cut it down a little bit. I don't want to bore the pants off you. So, but there we go. So anyway, the 685 event then next. Ballymat Pet is a certainty, this one for me. Track 3 won't phase her at all for me. I questioned Bubbly Swallow going in the 685 really. I'd have thought he'd have suited 737 more, but I'm not the trainer. I'm just a mere comment. Hiding Escort I think will be a surprise package in this race in track 5 for Kevin Hutton. The time at Monmore was very good, and his early pace in this race, there's not a lot of early. I mean, Ballymat Pets has and Silverton Blaze can, but on the whole you've got to think he goes round sort of first or second, and if he can just tuck in first or second, he'll stand a chance. But I know that Ballymat Pet is just sheer class. Bubbly Swallow will be chasing her down. It's going to be a battle between those two, but I just think, to be honest, the one's slightly out of his depth. Silverton Blaze isn't running the best at all. He's capable, but he's just not firing. And Ballantine Molly, again, good time Romford 750, but not up to this. So this is my pick for the 685 is Ballymat Pet to beat Bubbly Swallow and Hiding Escort. So next race is the Ladbrokes Mobile Standard. Difficult race this, but my pick goes with Go-Go Sonic. He was actually entered for the Arc before he got the call up for the Racing Post Juvenile, and I thought he ran a stormer in behind Eden Star at Wimbledon. Really, really good run that was. A lot of crowding in the race and that sort of thing. And he'll love Swindon. I think he'll love the good strong gallop, and I think he'd have done wonders in the Arc if he'd have been in. Droopy's Lorenzo in 6, I think, can turn around the pretty pants run. It has to be said, he ran in the second round of the Arc. He just didn't fire that day. I don't know what was up. He didn't trap. He didn't do anything right, really. But he can come back. He had a good run back at Hove over the weekend, actually. So he can chase down Go-Go Sonic towards the end. And for the places, I think it's quite easy. Longwood Fantasy in 2. Again, he's very classy. He just didn't get any luck in the semi-finals. Again, you've got to think he's got some cracking lines of form. He's just coming back to hand. Give him time, he will produce the goods for you. So my pick in this race then is 5 to beat 6 and 2. The next race then is the Ladbrokes Mobile Super Stayers. This for me is the best race of the night. It's a stormer, and my pick, although it might sound mad, is Scala Cozy. I've got a funny feeling she's going to lead. Looking at the race, you've got Era Gaga in 2, who can ping, but he can be a slow coach up the traps as well. You've got a lot of marathon runners that are running in what isn't a marathon trip. It's not the longest trip in the world. Blue Bee is out trapped, and I think Lottie's girl's she's gonna get into a lot of trouble with Lottie's girl all the way round. Because Lottie's, although can have a bit of early pace in this shorter six bend, I don't think we'll have it as such, and I've got a sneaky feeling that Scala Cody's going to lead round. I think she'll thrive for this further trip. It's a longer run up, remember, all makes a difference. For the places, obviously you've got to look at Blue Bee, the golden jacket winner for Matt Dartnell. Didn't run all that well at Wimbledon, I'll be honest. It's never been her track though. I wouldn't really take that. I'll take it on the chin, really. But and then for the places, Lottie's girl I'm looking at. I mean, Peggy's style to me ran poor last week at Swindon. I don't think she took to the track, to be honest. And Share the Spoils is I don't rate it. I just don't rate it over the Stayers. Again, there's good times in the four bends, 28.55 Hall Green, but nothing stands out for me really. So my pick in this race is Scala Cozy to beat Blue Bee and Lottie's girl. The Ladbrokes Mobile 509er then, this is the race before the final, cracking race this one. And my pick goes with Mark My Words. I think he railed quite well in the semis. He was very unlucky. He got all sorts of bother really around the bend, and he's not had the best of luck in running through the Arc. I think he's got massive potential still this year. I think it's going to be a big year for Mark My Words. He needs to be trap in mind. That is the only danger. And with Westmead Adonis in one, who does like to trap, he could find himself in a bit of bother, but he has the class to just take this race away. And remember, the 509 is such a long run-up. You've got all the time in the world to get to the front. So that's a biggie. Sawpit Sensation, I think, will thrive this distance. Again, ran very poor in the opening round of the Arc, got absolutely punted as well, so a lot of burnt fingers. But it's more than capable, and as I said again, it needs this sort of longer trip. The way I look at it, it's a good indication. 500 knots, 515 hove, and that sort of form translates well over these 509s because of that long run up and because of that slightly longer full bend. And the pick for the third place then would be Longwood Days. Again, would appreciate the longer trip. He won the the Greyhound Olympic, I believe, the Coral Olympic down at Hove. 5:15 again, just as I said. It translates well over 5:09. So my pick then is Mark My Words to beat Sawpit Sensation and Longwood Days. The big final then is a toughie. The odds off the top of my head, I think, are 2-1 Sid's Dream, 4-1 twice about King Jaffa Ballymac Cryam, 5-2 Jazz Apollo, 5-1 Droopy's Loner, and 20's Maze Gold. I think 2-1 Sid's Dream's huge, absolutely huge. He's a track record holder, and admittedly, yes, last time I went against him and I picked Droopy's Loner, but he absolutely stormed up in his last run. He's taken to Swindon. I think I've written it in the race card like a duck to water. We do a big race card preview, by the way, of the Arc. All my comments about the Greyhounds are in there. He's just going to run a blinder, I think. I think Jazz Apollo has got a big run waiting to happen. I'm so sorry for drawing at Trap 3 yet again, though. That is awful. A big runner could be Droopy's Loner. I think there's going to be some scrimmaging inside with the three railers, and I think Droopy's Runner's just got that early pace, although she needs the red to just nip round in front. The early pace will come from Sid's Dream, though, and I think he'll lead them round. But I think she'll be a big player. I'm not going to say she's going to win, but I think she'll be there or thereabouts. And don't write off the bottom either, Maze Gold. For 20-1 shot, I wouldn't want to be I'd be backing at 21 all day long. I think Coran Price has done a really good job of this Greyhound. And again, credit to all of these, by the way, for getting to the final. It is brilliant at the end of the day. You don't like to pick out of any of them because they've all been superb throughout the competition. But good luck to anyone who wins it. Although I must admit, Matt, win it for Swindon. Go on, you want to. We won another winner after Jolly Poacher last year. It was brilliant to see him win it, and I would love to see Ballymac Cryam win it. But my pick, it's going to be Sid's Dream. He's going to beat Jazz Apollo with Droopy's Loner in third, I think. So 5, 3 and 4 in the final for me. But so there's my picks. If you agree, if you disagree, if have a chat, have a discussion, feel free to comment on the blog down the bottom of this page. You can add a comment to any of the blogs. You can email me at swindongreyhound@gmail.com. You can send us a tweet at Swindon Racing. Comment us on Facebook. Talk to me at the track. However you want to give feedback, just feel free. I'd like to have a good chat about the open races, but if you can come along on Thursday, please do. It's a cracking night, and I hope to see as many of you there as possible. Again, happy punting, and good luck with all your bets Thursday. All the best to the finalists.